I know the most I ever did in one day was about 20 or 30.
So you had to have done 100 in a month.
Oh yeah, man. I was selling from bigs on up. He wasn't doing the big. He wasn't breaking shit down.
KK and his brother Lawrence Dog Newell were the first kilo level connections for Big Meech's Southwest T as they started to try to move out of just being in their neighborhood in Southwest Detroit. KK had been playing basketball since about '83 on scholarship down in Alabama, while his brother Lawrence was earning the street name Dog due to his violent actions.
It was kind of, I think Meech had the ponytail in the back of his head, and I didn't even understand that move.
A little bit different of a style.
Yeah, they had different. They was cool though. They was good people. I don't know exactly how they ended up with my brother. I don't know if I introduced them. I want to say.
Did they cop from you?
I think they might have. If they did, they might have did once or twice. They say they used to be after our joint. They used to come in there and they used to gamble. I'd never seen them in there because I stayed on the go a lot. I'm flying here, going here. I'm going everywhere. I always thought that I introduced them, but I got an email from Meech. I still got the email. And he told me how it happened. He came in the joint and he was talking shit to Lawrence. And he talked so much shit to Lawrence that he kept saying, yeah, nigga gotta come over here and get his stuff from Little Spike. I don't know if y'all heard about Little Spike. He was about 15 years old. He was in the game. He
15?
was about 15.
And he had bricks?
Yeah, he was with us. He was with other people too, but he was from Pontiac. He ended up getting killed.
15 with bricks?
Yeah, he was about 15, 16.
He didn't have a plug. He was getting stuff from big people like you.
Absolutely. He was from Pontiac and he came down. He was cool with my cousin Rob. Meech might have been fucking with him at the time, but he was talking shit. But basically he was talking shit to Lawrence. This is in the email. He was talking shit to Lawrence that made Lawrence with him.
Oh,
yeah,
like
yeah. You get I got to come all the way down here and get shit from a little young nigga, man. I'm trying to, he talking shit. So Lawrence listening to him, and this is in the email. Lawrence like pulled him and said, man, what, blah, blah, blah. And that's how him and Lawrence got started. That's what he said. But I always thought.
That's how Meech and your brother
but they had met me before then. Right around this time, Lawrence came to me and he was like, man, you're getting a lot of money, man. You moving these, you moving them. Who you with? I'm gonna have to go up on the price. I was like, what? He said, man, they didn't went up on me, man, so I got to go up on you. I said, oh man, come on, man. I can't do nothing with that price, man. They gonna go somewhere else.
What was the prices going for?
At that time, I want to say about 16, 17.
That you would get them from your brother for that?
About 16.
And you sell them for what?
18, 19, something like that. That was about the going price. I remember they went all the way down to 11, 13.
Even in Detroit?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I never sold something, but I was hearing it. Man, I'm getting them for 11. I'm getting them from 12. That's too much. You know what I'm saying?
All right, we're at 18308 James Cousins, the last service drive. Back 88, 89, KK and his brother, this was their casino, basically, that they built. They were making so much money and they were so into gambling, they had this thing jumping out. Who was your clientele, really?
Mostly the hustlers, guys that was in the game, getting money. That was mostly our clientele.
And when you say money, like pretty.
It was major players. Fat Steve, Demetrius came through, Maserati came through, everybody, man, you name them. This.
KK came home, gave up the basketball by 88 and 89. Dog, who was portrayed as K9 in the BMF Star shows, was moving possibly up to 200 bricks a week from his Colombian plug. And while KK was getting from Dog as well, he started out selling to the Flannery brothers a little bit, maybe once or twice, but they started showing up at KK and Dog's illegal after-hours massive gambling spot they set up, and they were able to meet Dog, the real plug.
Like I told you before, in our last interview, grand opening, it was 60, 70,000 that he made. I was too scared to even.
So he cut 60.
Well, you know, no, he didn't actually cut 60. He ended up winning. He had to book the bets.
So while KK Newell had a life beyond street dreams possibly in his grasp while attending college and scholarship in Alabama, the lure of his family's long-standing dope connections and status in the streets was too strong. And by circa 1989, not only were him and his brother running through hundreds of bricks a month, they also had one of the small number of locations on Detroit's elite gambling circuit. There was a few spots of illegal gambling dens that only let the biggest street hustlers, Italian mobsters, black dope dealers, any kind of drug dealer you had to be known to be let in there, professional gamblers. Only elites were allowed through the doors. They were making tens of thousands in some nights just cutting the pots.
They threw 2,000 on the hop and foe. He had to cover that.
So y'all were the house.
Yeah, and that 4,000 that he threw up there, or if he threw 4,000 up there, he got to pay 10%. So 400 went to the cut.
So how much would you make on the cut? That's pretty lucrative.
That's 400. 10%.
No. In the whole night, like.
Oh man, like I told you, I got 10. I got 10 the first night, grand opening.
Oh, you pocketed 10,000.
I was 10,000.
And cutting pots.
So if I pocketed 10,000, he got 10,000 off the cuts.
Damn.
And he ended up, by him booking all the bets, he ended up winning about 60. So he took at least about 70, 80,000.
In a night.
In a night.
All
so
profit.
Next night, when I seen that, I put my $25,000 up.
So how long did this last?
We was here for about 2 years until the incident happened up in St. City where he had him and Steve had got into it.
I ain't paying you shit. Get the fuck out my face.
One of the patrons of KK and Dog's gambling after hours was also one of Dog's street customers, a guy I now know. He's no longer in the streets. They used to call him Fast Steve or Big 50. And the scene in BMF where K9, the basketball coach, and KILLs him, well, that's really supposed to be based on an incident that happened between him and Big 50. Now, Big 50 is actually alive and very well, and but that incident was such a big deal because it happened at St. Cecilia's, which was a church where at one time it was pumping out, or so many NBA players were coming out of Detroit, and they all played at St. Cecilia. It was like Rucker. So, and just like at Rucker, big gangsters were betting big money and setting up teams, though I never heard of anyone shooting some rival coach in the middle of the court at Rucker.
And some guy, I don't know who it was, it must have been Steve, I don't know, it might have been, I don't know who it was, came and drove a truck through the front door. But we wasn't nobody in there at the time. So
you just moved down a few doors.
So we moved down the street.
What caused it to finally end?
Oh, shit, though, we got indicted.
Oh, so you ran the whole time. What year did you get indicted?
We got indicted in 90.
So you had about 3 years?
Yeah, well, 2 years. When I came home from school in 1985, this had to be around 1986, they used to, Georgia skiing, they used to play skiing. It's a simple card game, and what they do, well, anyway, it was all the big fellas who play this game. I'm talking about big fellas that you don't see and don't hear about. And my brother was a part of that. So we goes over to this dude's house. Lawrence must have won, and there's no exaggeration, 360,000. Left out of there, we had garbage bags. Me, him, and my cousin. We left out of there.
And this would have been pretty much all drug, like.
Yeah. He left out of there with $360,000. But check this out. The next day, he lost it all back.
That's gambling for you.
The next day.
So, but because you guys are doing that 10% cut, all in all, this had to be very profitable for you.
Yeah, well, in here, they didn't too much skiing. They skiing in here.
Well, but you took 10% of any
bet that went
okay.
Anything that went on, we got 10%.
So, I'm just saying, that had to add up. Like, y'all must have made a lot of money just on that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did you ever think of stopping the drugs to just do this, or it all went together?
It all was together. It wasn't.
And this probably would have been a place.
This was plan A, B, and C.
Okay, and then this would have been a place if you was in the game, you could come up here, meet, hey, I need to get 10 bricks. Like this.
Listen, let me tell you something.
There's a lot of drug conspiracy probably happening here.
That's what people, you met people because you had a person like, let's say, Nuke Brown from the projects. He knew everybody. He was about my brother's age, but he knew everybody. He brought people from everywhere. From the west side, from the east side. He brought William Lindsay in here one time. He brought him in here one time.
Oh, you talking about
William Lindsay.
You talking about Blade's father?
Blade's father.
Oh.
Yeah, he brought him in. Brought it. That's how I first met him. You know, he came in and he was getting a whole lot of money.
Oh, Blade's father was getting a whole lot of money.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And how many? What at the peak? How many? Like, what would be a big night? How many people could be in here?
Man, it will be at least a big night. I would say about 50 people.
Damn.
Yeah.
And this would go 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
And you had never had any police issues?
Never. That's the crazy part about it.
And y'all weren't paying them off?
No, I wasn't paying them off. And
we would have known what your brother was.
Yeah, I would have known it'd be respect. But
probably just looked like after hours or something.
We had no issue. Not one.
What about violence?
Police.
Okay, what about violence?
No. We had a guy, I'm not gonna tell his name. He's still out here. He had came in on Nuke Brown. Him and Nuke had some beef. And he came in and they had words. He had his thing on him, which the doorman let him in for some odd reason.
Y'all patted people down normally.
We patted people down, but this doorman didn't pat him down this particular time for some reason, I don't know. And he got in with the gun and everybody sitting there gambling, and we turned around and there he was, and it was, well, him and Lawrence is cool, so they worked it out and he went on out. That was about it.
You didn't be doing something like this with all the money here, the type of guys was here. Did you and your brother's own street reputation keep a lot of things from happening? Because if you had some weak people in here, you would have been getting robbed or something, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No. I think
or just the quality of person.
I think if he wasn't the type of guy had the street cred he had at the time, we probably wouldn't have got this far. To be over here doing this, you know what I'm saying? But by him, doing what he do, they wouldn't come up in here. Well, that time that guy came up in here, but generally, they probably would sit outside and wait on somebody to come out and follow them home or something like that, which you don't do. Did you hear of any? No, I never heard of that. I never heard of that. Well, it did happen one time. I did hear.
But everybody that was coming in here was kind of like a no. It wasn't just.
Everybody was known and everybody was cool.
These were the top echelon.
Oh, this was the top of the top.
You couldn't just show up.
No.
So everybody's coming in here. They was known.
They was known. You had joint from the township. You had Luke Brown,
project people,
and Pep. You had school teacher. You had, I ain't gonna say his name, Roy. The old guys, all the old guys. They came through here.
And your security was just one doorman?
The one doorman, but by Lawrence's reputation.
Because if somebody did something in here, it was gonna be, it was way for guts.
Right. It was, they kind of felt like, no, we're gonna bypass.
What percentage, I know you can't say this number, but of all the guys, say when you were out there getting a lot of money, of all the guys that were also of a fairly big level, I mean, were like half or more of them like bad gamblers? A lot were.
Demetrius was a hell of a gambler. Roger Roddy Rick wasn't.
What, he would just come to just be
He would come and try to take over the game.
as far as what?
As far as
Talking or out?
no, that's making a crazy bet, and
He liked attention?
yeah, loved it. He would come in and say, 20,000, I make 4.
And that's where you went, and you know, gotta admit, it's some ego in there too, because there's always some street ego shit that how else can I really prove that I'm getting more money than you?
Yeah, we was taking our bet, but this particular when he would come in, also give everybody something. You want 5, you want 3, you want 2, I take the rest of it. Bet.
Okay.
There you go. Bet.
Oh, he'd cover whatever the other bettors
They just don't want.
And then he'd get 10%, or y'all would get 10% of either way.
On a type of bet like that,
You wouldn't take 10%.
well, probably wouldn't take 10%.
Take $500 or something.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't take 10%. He wouldn't take 10% because
But take something.
yeah, but usually on a bet like that, if a guy came in and he bet 10,000, he had to put up 10% of it. So he had to put up what, 11,000?
Oh, meaning what?
Meaning that if
To win 10, you got to put up 11?
right,
So that is
so
the
if he win, he only get 10.
Where the other 1,000? There goes to you.
No, if I had to bet, if I was betting him, he would still get the 1,000 back. He wouldn't owe the cut
Oh,
because he won the bet. But if he lose the bet, I take 10 and I throw 1,000 over to the cut. That's just like if me and you come in the joint, me and you is in the joint, and we're on the same status in the street. We got the same status in the street. So we would bump. That's what they call bumping. 10,000 is 10,000, but whoever wins got to throw the 1,000 over there, so you only gonna win 9,000. But if you got to put down to me, my status is a little bit better than yours. You got to put down to me. If me and you ever have a bet, you got to put up 11,000.
Oh, it was based on street status?
Yeah, that was based on status.
Oh, so that's pretty interesting. So this was like...
That's how.
So this was for the street VIPs.
Yeah. See, that's how Demetrius, and I heard this through somebody else, through a good source. That's how Demetrius ended up getting the 19 hole, because he was up at Stokes.
Oh, that was his headquarters on Shane.
Yeah, that's how he ended up getting that. I've heard it through a...
Stokes was like an east side version of this.
Yeah, Stokes was everywhere though. Stokes was east side, west side. When he closed him up here, he opened up here.
I heard people say Stokes made more money than any drug dealer.
Man, they about right.
And Stokes was that he
And
died.
I think he took the numbers too.
Yeah, he died not too long. Like he lived into his 90s, right?
Yeah.
I guess one of the best stories back in the day, and I believe they occurred at Stokes, was as Eddie was ascending, and right before Marzette passed, so it was kind of changing that.
71.
Yeah, a changing of the guards of who was the biggest guy in the city. And anyway, Eddie was in there being boisterous, and Marzette wasn't there, but one of Marzette's lieutenants was there. And he's like, man, you talking all this shit, you still ain't big like my man Marzette, this, that, and the third. And Eddie was like, nigga, y'all ain't getting them days over. Ain't nobody getting money in this town like I'm getting money. And they go back and forth from a little verbal squabble. So Big Man finally said, well, check this out, nigga. 90 minutes. You go get as much money as you can, and you and your people can, and I'm gonna go bring my bankroll here, and we're gonna put it on the pool table, and whoever got the biggest bankroll, take the bankroll. Let's play. He was talking that big bank, take little bank shit long before Ice Cube. True enough. Marzette Lieutenant went and brought about $60,000 back to Stokes after hours joint. But he brought $250 back, and when he put it on to say, God damn, nigga, I was gonna bring $1 million, but I knew you wasn't no $1 million nigga. So I brought $250 because I figured out about what you could handle. But you ain't even a $250 nigga. $60,000, keep it. I don't even want it. Thought we was doing some gambling. True story, yeah. So
that's what made Demetrius open up his joint.
Was 19th hole gamblers bad?
Who?
Was 19th hole a gambling spot?
Yeah, that was Demetrius.
Oh, I thought that was his headquarters. Oh, it's also gambling.
I ain't gonna say that was his head. It was his place.
Oh, okay.
Well,
But there was gambling.
Yeah, it was gambling there.
Ah.
At the time. But
But you could go up there and pick up a few bricks too.
well, I never
Well, somebody told me.
I never did it. You probably could. Just like you could.
I mean, just like you come in and get some bricks from one of y'all if y'all was, yeah.
We was here and it was around, or go get that, bring it here, bring it there. You know, we could do that. But
The more things change, the more they stay the same. 20 years after Eddie Jackson marked his ascension to the top of the Detroit dope pyramid by outstacking Henry Marzette's lieutenants, one of the top dogs of the late 80s, Demetrius Holloway, he was sick of playing at Stokes after hours. So he built his own, he got his own, he bought a lounge on Shane on the east side called the 19th hole, turned it into his own big illegal gambling den. And so he wouldn't have to go to Stokes anymore. He called it the 19th hole. And I was told you could also pick up bricks and drop off the money you might owe the original Big Meech, Demetrius Holloway, there at the 19th hole back in the late 80s. Demetrius Holloway was so known for his love of gambling, and he did it so much, he was actually able to claim over $1 million in winnings from Las Vegas on his tax returns some years. And when he was gunned down in October of 1990, his lavish funeral, in addition to 9 stretch limousines and many other things, had someone sent a 6-foot-high royal flush in spades, giant cards made out of white and black carnations that stood 6 feet high. Despite all these guys, many of whom probably involved with murders, nothing really happened.
no.
Because the caliber of people's in here, whatever happened, it was gonna be.
It's gonna be something. You wasn't, the people that was coming in here was about, they was getting money and they was about it.
And if you were getting money, even now in a place like Detroit, you may not want to be violent, but you got to be capable of it from time to time.
You should be.
Big 50 frequented the Dog and KK's illegal casino, and the shooting seems to have been a culmination of I guess, who's getting the most money competition gone a little too far. Big 50 had been a YBI teen soldier from the late 70s and rose at one time to be one of the biggest guys in the cities. Incidentally, we briefly supplied Courtney Jr. and Eddie Jr.'s, well, really Eddie Jr.'s $100 million French Road spot with H when Courtney's bed didn't have any. And once I was at Big 50's house and he was giving me some pictures, some of the pictures I've used many times. And I said, oh, what'd you do this weekend? He said, oh, I was a pallbearer at such and such's funeral. And the guy I mentioned was a infamous gambling czar of the Detroit Mafia. And I said, oh, how'd you know him? He said, oh, I've known him since I was young. He was the only person that could handle my sports bets when I was getting all that money because I bet so heavy. Shout out to Steve.
Now 50 came in there one time. I'm gonna tell you a story about 50 when he came in there. He had the baddest motherfucking ring I had ever seen in my life on his finger. The baddest ring. He came in that motherfucker. I'm talking about when he came in that motherfucker, he was throwing it up. You know what I'm saying? He was throwing it up. So anyway, that nigga came in there with a diamond ring on. It set up off his hand about like this. He had a diamond right here, a big 10 carat sitting up here. He had another 10 carat sitting over here. He had another 10 carat sitting over here. And diamond out. I was like,
That's
yeah.
30 carats.
Man, the man had on a ring that was so motherfucking bad. Now check this out. I think my brother got a little jealous. No, I don't think he got jealous. He did get jealous. And he had the map on. He had the map with, the world, the United States. He had that on with the ring. He came in there. My brother got a little jealous. He never said it, but I know he did because he wants to be the big dog. He wants to be everything. The very next day, he went out to Greenfield Plaza, me and him. He got a diamond ring. It must have been like a 50 carat. This motherfucker was like a flashlight. One big, I swear to God, I swear, ask anybody. He got a diamond ring so big, he went and got the map of Africa, a chain about this big, with his name spelled out in diamonds and lawns.
On the map of Africa.
On the map of Africa. Steve came in there with that fucking ring on and that map, and the very next day, my brother went and he bought that.
Seems like that's not for every single major criminal, but for a lot of them, mobsters, whoever, every kind, a narcissist, like an ego thing.
Yeah.
Is a lot, and that's a lot of people's downfall.
Yeah, and that was the downfall of the basketball game. And it wasn't about money. It was about status. You know, who was getting more money than who. You know.
Steve been famous in this town for a long time. You know, shit. Steve been getting money since the late 70s.
This is YBI.
Since YBI. And at that time when Lawrence and KK name was ringing
tell us about
ringing in the streets like doorbells, for real.
Yeah, what was your, I know you didn't know them then, but what was your awareness of them?
Okay, so KK and Lawrence's father, Big Nose, go back to Nose and my father go back to like grade school together.
So the 50s.
Yeah. Everybody.
Who's Knowles?
That's Lawrence and KK dad. Oh, for the audience. Big Nose. Anybody, if anybody from this town who from the projects know anything about the Brewster Projects, Jeffrey Projects, anything with the old fellas like Pop called Downtown, any of the projects, Paradise Valley, Black Bottom, Brewster Project, Jeffrey Projects, everybody know who Big Nose was, right? So I would just hear because it's the same circle, so they're all the same friends, and Big Nose friends with Strata Butch, another guy who made a ton of money down there. Pops and Strata did a lot of business together. He knew everybody because again, he come up with all those guys that became real big guys. Shout out to Pat Rob, you know, KK and them uncle. Another hell of a guy in this town. His other uncle, TD, Top Dog, another hell of a guy. So I had not crossed paths with Lawrence and KK, but they come from the same situation. And then KK and the Knowles family, KK and Lawrence and them lived across the hall. Shout out to the Nelson family, to Greg and Rose Nelson. Greg and Rose Nelson was the first people, one of the first people, for real. Jap might have been hustling with Eddie before them, but Greg and Rose Nelson maybe starts putting like Eddie's bag down in the projects and really solidifying. So those was KK's neighbors, was the main people that Pop and them was fucking with back in the day, and the Nelsons and Pop go back again. These relationships go back for anybody had any money and anybody was selling dope. So when KK and Lawrence blew up, it was all around town, you know, in that world, everybody like, you know, knows them boys getting a lot of money.
What happened was, after Lawrence and Steve got into it, my brother had stopped messing with the plug. He had stopped messing with the plug because he had knew some shit was about to happen, because one day he come from out the joint, the gambling joint, and he was going to throw something in the garbage can. And when he went over there to throw something in the garbage can, the feds is in the garbage dumpster, searching. So my brother jumped back. He said, "Man, what the fuck y'all doing?" They say, "Minding our business, and you need to mind your motherfucking business." So he went back in, closed the door. I'm in Baltimore. I never forget it. He called me. He said, "Man, where you at?" I said, "I'm in Baltimore." He said, "Man, you need to come home, man. We need to talk." I said, "What's up?" He said, "Man, just come on back, man. We need to talk." So when he got back, told me the story. So he told his people, "They call you, don't answer the phone."
Plug was here and he was a Colombian?
Yeah, Colombian plug.
In Florida or here?
In Florida. But he was telling his people, if they call you, do not answer the telephone, because something's about to happen. Something about to happen because he didn't seen them in the thing. They own us, you know. So now what he do? He go to California.
Yeah, okay, before we get, how at the peak, how many a month you think your brother?
Man, I couldn't really say because, like I say, I wasn't never really at the pickup point. He wasn't never
What's
really.
the most you ran through in a short?
Oh man, I did about 30 in one day. Yeah.
To how many people? A couple people?
About 3 people.
And in a month, what's the most you ever did? Hundreds?
I can't say.
I mean,
man.
Streets always said
it's,
y'all was. When I would hear people talking about y'all, they said, "The boys getting 200."
yeah, I
200
don't.
Getting 200 a week.
I know the most I ever did in one day was about 20 or 30.
so you had to have done 100 in a month.
Oh yeah, man. I was selling from bigs on up. He wasn't doing the bigs. He wasn't breaking shit down. You know,
You was making what, about 2,000 in profit on each one?
yeah.
So you might have made 200,000 in a month.
Yeah.
Profit.
Yeah. And I'm gambling like
Millions a
and
month.
and I'm gambling like a motherfucker.
Damn.
I'm
You
gambling.
ever accumulate very much money?
Yeah. About
Couple million.
at one time. Yeah.
So, your brother Lee,
He leave?
He shot this guy at the game.
Yeah. He leaves and goes to California to get with this other plug, get with these other people. Take my money. He asked me, he said, "Kay, you got any money? I'm going to California, man, and I'm gonna send them back to you, and you could do, you know." I said, "I got about 50,000. He said, "Okay, give it to me." I give it to him. He goes off. So about 2 weeks, I want to say 3 weeks later, I'm at the car wash up on 7 Mile. I'll never forget it. I'm at the car wash up on 7 Mile. And one morning, I went there to get my car washed. So when I get there, you have to get out, they take your car, you walk the thing down, you can watch your car as they washing and you go on down and you pay. So when I come out the door, as soon as I come out the door, Meech and T is standing there. "Hey, Kay, what's up, man?" I'm like, "What's happening?" He's like, "Man, you talk to your brother?" Now, I'm glad it was them two. You know what I'm saying?
They weren't particularly violent.
No, they didn't come across to me as the violent type, mom. They come across to me as some money getting guys, you know, that just wanted some money. They didn't want all the rah-rah and all that old type of shit. It's some guy, you know, I can't tell you or this person, I don't know what my brother after he done took your money too. He got my money too, but I ain't told them that. I ain't told him he got my goddamn money too, and I'm looking for him too. Who gonna believe that? Because everybody in the streets thought that Lawrence and KK is like this. They like this. They thought that when he sold the key, I got money off of it. That when I sold the key, he got money off of it. But when he sold the key, I didn't get no money off of it. I had my own thing. I had my own trap house.
But not to the streets, y'all was one thing.
Yeah, to the streets. But we gonna come together when something happen, for sure. You know, if something happen, he get into something, I'm gonna be at his aid. I get into something, he gonna be at my aid. You know, that's how it was. But when it came to everybody thought that me, him, and we was just, it was supposed to be that way when I first came home, but it didn't turn out that way. Anyway, they end up leaving. That's when I found out that they had gave him some money. I didn't know they gave him some money. So I ended up getting my money back. He ended up coming back to Detroit. I ended up getting my money back. I don't know if they end up getting their money back. I don't know the circumstances or whatever. I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. He was getting the shit sending it back, but he was sending it back to my brother-in-law and my cousin. They selling this shit. I don't even know it back. He using my fucking money. Yeah, that's my brother. That's the dog.
Playing with someone's money.
Yeah, so I think they was the most luckiest guys in the world to meet Lawrence and KK, because if they would have met anybody else, it wouldn't have went the way.
Oh, you think they might have been, what, victimized?
I think so. Because they said they would have met the best friends. They said they would have met the best friends. You understand what I'm saying? And it was a lot of that shit going on out here, man. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of that going on. You know, motherfuckers selling you fake keys and all kind of shit, man. You know, Lawrence was Lawrence, and he did his moving and this, that. But he wasn't into the robbing and the, what he gonna do, he gonna try to get you in that crap game and gonna try to beat you out of it. You know, but he ain't finna run up on you and the head and take your money and that wasn't his style. Detroit had started getting to the point where, you know, especially when the drought came, you know, when the drought hit the city, you damn near got you should be gone. Yeah, you should pack up and you should leave.
What year was that?
I mean, anytime a drought came, anytime you notice that a drought came, you should pack up and you should just wait till it come. You know, don't deal. If you going outside of your people, you know what I'm saying? Because when that drought come, now you looking everywhere. You looking over.
That's how you end up.
Yeah, that's how you end up in the ground. You know, you looking here, 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 and that's how you end up in a situation that's not too good. Like I ended up getting shot 4 times, had to dive out a window.
Oh, tell me.
Yeah. These guys, man, that was working for me. Well, they started out working for my brother. And they started working. My brother had, you know, he ain't with the trap houses no more. I'm with the trap houses. So now they working for me.
So you had rocks being sold out of spots too?
Yeah, at one time, 86, 85, 86, 87, 88, it was, I ain't got to do that no more. Because, yeah, met this, you know.
In 1990, the Newell brothers got indicted. Now, Lawrence, a.k.a. the dog, a.k.a. K9, was really the guy who had the plug, so he had worse charges. He was not able to get out on bail. He did, like it says in the show, eventually tell. Now, the show has a lot of stuff wrong about other people that told, like B. Mickey from the 50 Boys who didn't, but K9, a.k.a. Lawrence, did tell. KK did not. He had a little bit less charges, though he ended up doing 10 years. So he gets out on bail.
Then by this time, I had stopped messing with him. We had got indicted. I stopped messing with him. And my brother, Lawrence, my brother Dog, I went to go see him in the county jail. He was like, I was out on bond. He wasn't. They gave him a bond, didn't give me a bond. Gave me a bond, didn't give him a bond. So I went to go see him. He said, man, look, man. Leave them guys alone, man. I said, what you mean? He said, they smoking, man. Leave them alone. They're in jail. I ain't heard shit. Leave them guys alone. Don't fuck with them no more. Period. I said, all right, man, I ain't doing nothing no way, because I was indicted. I ain't do nothing. So this particular day, I'm in the 19 hole with Demetrius. And me and Demetrius is gambling head up. This is one of our head ups. We didn't have counters, me and him had counters where, and I never beat him. Just to put it out there, I hate to say that. But he always beat me, you know. His bank.
You wasn't playing no shapes.
No. This is on the square tip. Yeah. This is on, because he know about that. He hip to all that. So this is on the square tip. And he had beat me. He beat me out about 20,000, 25,000 in the 19th hole. And my beeper is steady going off. And it's them. I'm like, man, fuck that. I'm gambling, fuck that. So after he beat me out to 25, I know what they want.
Now you want to make some money.
Yeah, I know what they want because I already did it with them before, right?
So he gets out on bail, and KK's addiction to gambling nearly cost him his life. He was gambling with Demetrius Holloway, actually, while out on bail for indictment. He lost a quick $20,000. With his brother in jail, money wasn't flowing quite as much as it was, so $20,000, I guess, hurt a little bit, and his beeper's going off. And it's some guys his brother told him not to mess with because they had started smoking. But these guys had just sold KK a very underpriced kilogram a few days prior, which he was able to flip and make a bunch of extra money. Now, why would you have an underpriced kilogram? Well, because you didn't pay for it. So these guys beep him, and he knows they're going to offer him something he should refuse, but he didn't, because he just lost 20 grand to Demetrius. And K9, a.k.a. Lawrence, KK's brother, when he was eventually released from prison in the early 2000s, he did lose his life associated with gambling. He was gunned down supposedly at a dice game on Van Dyke, another unsolved mystery in the Murder City.
They had robbed somebody for a key. The first time I bought it.
Oh, so they hit you with some little bit abnormally low price or something.
Yeah. KK. I'd already bought one
They
from
just
them.
want to dump it. They just.
Yeah, they didn't already get me, and I bought one from them. I don't know really how they got it, but I didn't find out later to how they got it. Right. So now they calling. That's the time when I'm at Demetrius. He didn't beat me out the money. They call and call. He like, KK, we got another one. This when I answer the phone. Now he didn't beat me out 25,000. So in my mind, I can go on and make 10 of it back up. Well, my brother done already told me not to fuck with him. I fuck with him anyway, man. I fuck with him anyway. They get me in the motherfucking house. They didn't.
Where at?
I can't even remember. It was somewhere down Schaefer some fucking way. I don't even remember the house, man. I'll tell you the truth. I don't remember the house. But what happened is, I just left Funky Broadway. I bought a jacket. It was getting a little chilly. I bought me like a little jacket.
Same Broadway where Demetrius was killed?
Man, I got another story about that. It's a tripped out story. My girl I just had a baby. Only child I got. I just had a baby. And he needed some clothes. He needed this. We was separated. He needed this. We was going through shit because I'm indicted. You know how it is when you get indicted. Everybody start disappearing and shit. The money is funny and everybody started, So I have her follow me with this other girl, older woman that used to work for my brother, but now she messing with me that my brother's in jail. She helping me out now. Older woman driving me around. So we get to the house. My baby mama is following behind the car because I was supposed to be going to get some clothes for my son, taking him shopping. So just follow us. Get up in the house. And soon as I get in the house, it hit me. I knew it was something was about to happen. I could smell it. I could smell the aroma of a crack house. I'm in a crack house.
You ain't supposed to be in
I don't supposed to be there.
I mean, probably they smoking in there.
Yeah. So when I go in, it's dark. It's kind of dark, and it's a room to the side. And I walk over to the wall, and I turn around. I put both of my hands in my pocket. I had the money under my jacket like this, and I put my hands in my pocket, and I knew it. I looked up. The nigga come out the room with a Uzi. He cocking it. I said, man, just take the money, man. Y'all want the money? Just take it, man. Y'all can go and just take the money. No, nigga, shut up. Boom.
Oh.
Boom.
How was they doing that?
It was robbing and killing.
Was he trying to hit you in the arm, or he was trying to hit you in the body?
I don't know where he was trying to hit me at.
So hit you in the arm twice with the Uzi.
So now I run.
Use a Uzi for accuracy.
We was this close, like me and him, this close. So I run over and I grab him. I take the gun from him. You get all kind of strength when you think you about to lead this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I boom, boom. Now I got the gun, but my hand is too weak to even. I got the gun in my hand, but it's two of them. It's two of them. It's two people. I got some loafer gators on. You know, and it was slippery in there. So we fighting like a motherfucker. So the only thing I heard was, head, man, he got a vest on. Cause I was that Superman strength came out of me, man. I was, shoot him in the vest, man. He got a vest on. He got a vest on. So when I rose up off my foot, I was on one knee and I looked at the window. And the first thing I thought about, I had just had a son. And I said to myself over and over and over again, I am not gonna let these niggas kill me in here. I'm not gonna see my son again. I'm not gonna see my son. I kept saying it over, and I dove out the window. And when I dove out the window, this is all God, man. Listen to me, man. This is all God, man. It was a porch, and then the grass. And when I dove out the window, I landed like on my neck, my head, my neck. And when I rolled over, I landed straight on my foot and ran to the car. Got in the car, she took off. Baby mama took off. She went down in the projects to tell my aunties and uncles and all that other kind of stuff. We was on Schaefer.
So gambling and big street life success seems to go hand in hand for a lot of guys, though not everybody. And it's interesting that Courtney Brown Sr., who was one of the few guys, I guess, who really could say that he saw his family prosper in the long term from all the money he made in the streets and the time he spent in prison. So I'm doing a documentary Beyond Street Dreams with his son, Courtney Brown Jr. now. I'm sitting in a building they own, not from drug money, but from just business things that happened later on. His daughter went to law school. Courtney has a college degree. Many other family members own many things, and the mother is a very successful legal businesswoman, and none of this came from drug money, of course. But Courtney's father didn't go to after hours. He didn't gamble. He didn't drink. He didn't smoke. He liked his Chinese food, his corned beef, messed with a few broads, but that's only natural. So a lot of guys didn't have vices. Demetrius Holloway didn't drink or smoke either, but they gambled. And I guess if you're succeeding at something that's very dangerous, you're in the streets, you're beating the feds, you're beating the hitman and the rip-off guy. And where do you get your excitement? Gambling. So a lot of adrenaline junkies, and you can see how the streets and the gambling intertwined. Pretty interesting. And this mysterious character of Mr. Stokes, who died a few years ago, he some people think he made more money because he had these things going from the 60s, and he just died less than 10 years ago. And no one really knows who he is unless you were somebody. Al Prophet, Detroit Dope.